Welcome to
Canadian
Doenjang! Hi, I'm Cindy,
Hi, I'm Heejoo.
and today we're making Doenjang Jjigae. As you might recognize, this is doenjang. Heejoo, why do you think Koreans are always surprised when I say this is my favorite food? Doenjang Jjigae, not necessarily just the doenjang.
It's probably because it has a very strong smell, and that's very different from like other Western dishes.
It was actually the first Korean food I learned how to make.
Oh.
One of my friend's mother ran a Korean restaurant, or a restaurant in Korea, and she made her own doenjang for the restaurant. And when they found out that I really liked Doenjang Jjigae, she gave me some doenjang that she'd made and gave me a kind of a recipe for making it. So I've taken, to create this recipe, little bits and pieces from my favorite recipes. So there are most of these things are very familiar. I always add a little bit extra potato because I really like the potato in Doenjang Jjigae, and I add the sliced duck, which I've only seen some because I like sliced duck.
Yeah, the taste of doenjang, the soup base, really differs from household to household because most of the Korean house, they make their own doenjang, and it changes based on the location, the temperature of the house, what kind of bean, which farm it came from, kind of like wine.
Yeah.
So that's why every household, if they do make doenjang at home themselves, they ferment it, then the soup and the smell, the taste will all different.
Yeah. All right. So now that we've introduced everything, let's go make it.
All right.
So we're gonna bring the water to a boil to start with, and you don't really want to eat the anchovies, so you're going to stick them in a strainer and just stick them in the water so that the flavor gets in, but you can take them easily out. Okay, as you can see, we've come to a boil, and we're just going to let it boil with the anchovies for about 3 to 4 minutes so that the water gets nice anchovy flavor. I turn it down to about medium so that it'll keep a rolling boil, but we're not going to get a big cloud of boil over that, which might happen. So we're just going to let it boil for 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so it's now been boiling for a couple of minutes, and we're going to take out the anchovies and discard them because we don't actually want to eat them, but we just want the flavor. And then we're going to add in the doenjang to give it even more flavor. And I'll try not to burn myself as I do this. And you need to stir this in really, really well because you don't want to have a big clump of doenjang. So now we're going to add some red pepper paste, some gochujang. You can also add the powder. In fact, that's actually commonly done, but the first recipe I was taught, she used the paste. So that's what I use. And then you're going to add the onions in next. And the potato, because those take the longest to cook, as well as the garlic. So you want to bring this back to the boil. So now we're going to add the duck. And the zucchini. And the mushrooms. I like lots of mushrooms. So we're adding a tad. So you notice it's really full because Doenjang Jjigae, or all jjigaes, are actually stews rather than soups. So that they're more filled with ingredients than, say, our traditional soups. I also add a little bit extra of almost all of the ingredients because I just find it really nice and healthy. And yes, and you also notice we're probably cooking in a slightly different pot than you might be used to. This is just a normal everyday pot because a lot of people don't have the stoneware pots or the stone bowl pots that it would be traditionally cooked in. This is just to show you can actually cook it in any pot. And now we're going to put the remaining ingredients in. Some peppers, the tofu. As you can see, we're getting close to the top, so we're going to put this in gently. when you're cooking with duck, to make sure that when you're stirring, you get right to the bottom because they will stick on the bottom. I'm not sure why, they just do. But everything's almost cooked. So we're just gonna put in the last little bit, the green onions. Wait till it comes back to the boil, and as soon as it comes back to the boil, it's ready to eat.
Guess what time it is?
I think it's time to eat.
My favorite time!
Doenjang Jjigae is ready. Come on, Jen, let's eat.
All right. Oh, looks beautiful.
What is this? That is banana milk. It's a special Korean treat. I quite like it. Enjoy, everyone.
Thank you. Smells wonderful. Oh, I love this smell so much.
And see, it's not too spicy for you, is it?
It's fine. Well, we'll find out in about 5 minutes.
Okay, true enough. You
Oh
got some
my
banana
gosh.
milk too.
This is very good soup.
Thank you.
Wow.
And you all can make it at home because the recipe's there for you.
Amazing.
Anyways, don't forget to keep watching and come back next month.
I'm in heaven. Oh my gosh, this is really, really
And
good.
Heejoo apparently really likes my soup. But don't forget to come back next month.
Very,
Cheers, everyone.
Very authentic Korean taste.